How's it going, everybody? Rob here, back with another video, and with this one, well, we're gonna be doing another reaction. This time, we're gonna be doing another reaction to Joon the King. This time focusing on what happened with Rooster Teeth. He released a documentary around. At this time, it is the 22nd when I'm recording this, so whatever gets uploaded. But anyways, and actually no, whenever it's shared, I should say. But he kind of goes, I guess with this one, he kind of gives a 25-minute video of what happened with Rooster Teeth. So I know just a tiny bit. I try to avoid, at this point, I try to avoid any drama, or avoid drama or listening to drama. So, keyword being try. But I've been kind of curious as to what's happened and why things kind of ended the way they did. So, without further delay, let's go ahead and get right into this.
12 million subs, 25,000 people are pushing the next generation of content at Rooster Teeth. I challenge you, the rest of the weekend you're here, go to panels at VidCon, go to speeches and keynotes, see if anybody ever talks about 25,000 people. If we uploaded a video to YouTube and it got 25,000 views on it, we would assume that there was something technically wrong with it and we would re-upload it. 25,000 views on it, we would assume that there
so a lot of the videos are like not even past 6,000. Okay.
there's something technically wrong with it and we would re-upload it.
On March 6, 2024, Rooster Teeth announced its closure. The reactions were of sadness, but not a surprise, because the company at heart died long ago. What was once a passion project of its founders and talented second-wave newcomers has long lost its momentum, reputation, and most important.
Okay. It's clear now Rooster Teeth has been rotting for a long time and is dead. This is not inflammatory or exaggeration. This is not simply decrying the end of Rooster Teeth, as Jeff once put it. It is very clear the once friendly, funny indie company has already fallen hard over the years. I don't need to summarize every single thing that has happened or been shared by former Rooster Teeth employees over the past 24 hours. History of discrimination towards LGBTQ members and people of color, crunch culture, adherent pay / budgeting, and disgusting treatment of current and former employees has always been there, and I've been too blind to see it. The recent decline in both quality and quantity of content has, embarrassingly for me, only now made it clearer to see. To me, Rooster Teeth is dead. I wish I would have come to this conclusion sooner. I hope I speak for many Rooster Teeth fans when I say that my first subscription money is better spent elsewhere, and I have canceled mine. I have unsubscribed from all Rooster Teeth channels, and I will no longer be watching Rooster Teeth content of any type. I hope that people who make good content are genuinely good people, get out soon and find better employment. I hope those who are no longer employed by Rooster Teeth have much, much better opportunities in the future. Okay, so that's much as I can read. So, holy crap.
Its profitability. It could no longer satiate its many different corporate owners since its selling to Fullscreen in 2014. Its death was a gradual process poisoned by mismanagement, plagued by controversy, and doomed by its loss of identity. This has only been exacerbated in the past 2 years with baffling decisions influenced by its desperation.
And that is, YouTube revenue just is not cutting it for us anymore. To give you
YouTube.com, at Dogbark Show.
Dogbark Show. And that's also all our social media channels as well.
This is how it all unfolded and why Rooster Teeth died.
This is so sad.
A major issue with the dissolution of Rooster Teeth is people are not sure what will happen to the IPs. At best, they'll be distributed to whoever Time Warner wants, and at worst, lawsuits can be involved.
I'm kind of fearful for that. I'm glad. I'm gonna say this, because in terms of like Time Warner and stuff like that. I'm glad that at the very least, Red versus Blue completely ended. Like, they finished it, so there should be no reason that it should continue. So I'm glad that at least for Red versus Blue, Bernie, Jeff, and everybody else that first started this, that first started Red versus Blue, was able to finish it on their own terms. But for other content like Ruby, we don't know what's going to be the outcome of that. Are they going to continue it? Are they just going to end it on the last arc that they did? We don't know. So it kind of makes people wonder. Okay.
It is unknown, but also unlikely that there will be any. But those are just lawsuits at the business level. At the micro scale, those things matter too. But maybe they don't have to be as difficult to process. This is where Morgan & Morgan...
By the way, I should probably mention that if you guys hear a fan in the background, it is hot as hell, so I have to have it on. I apologize if you guys hear it.
That's it. Morgan & Morgan is the largest personal injury firm in America. They turned this case into what would have been a...
I'm kind of wondering if I need a...
into a $12.2 million verdict. But
I'm gonna let the ads play. He made the content. I'm gonna let him do his ad.
Morgan & Morgan doesn't just have the size and experience. They also have ease of access, and most importantly, you don't have to pay unless you win. I just looked up Morgan & Morgan on Google, and this is all it
Morgan
takes
& Morgan?
to really get into the process of submitting a case evaluation form. They also do cover a wide variety of cases. I mean, just look at all this. It's kind of crazy. But it makes sense being such a big firm. Again, this can all be done through a phone, and you don't need to visit any offices or schedule any appointments. If you ever get seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/June. This is found in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. This has been a paid sponsorship, and now we're going back to the video.
Okay.
The previous video on Rooster Teeth showed its massive rise in popularity, assisted...
Oh, I didn't notice this one. I'll have to check that one out later.
...by the mind of Bernie Burns, one of the co-founders that took its widely successful Halo-based series, Red vs. Blue, and turned that into a machine that only knew success.
Yeah.
It valued the interaction between friends above all else.
Don't be an asshole.
From Let's Plays to higher quality in-person content, podcast, and even its own anime-style series known as Ruby, formerly directed by the extremely talented and hard-working Montiome. Rooster Teeth had the know-how, passion, and talent to not just adapt, but to thrive in different generations across YouTube.
Oh my god, immersion! Oh, that's so cool. Well, like, you got classics, but no, I'm thinking about immersion. I think that was probably one of my favorite shows of theirs. Because they did like Last of Us, they did Hitman. They also did. I just realized they also did I think it was like cosplay, like how to build videos as well. So we got one where it's like making the Devil Sword from Devil May Cry 5. That's pretty cool.
So what happened? But more importantly, when did it happen? In 2024, Rooster Teeth was acquired by Fullscreen. This is a change that rattled fans and employees alike, and it may or may not have been correlated.
Okay, Fullscreen was founded on January 11 by CEO George Stroumboulous, previously an executive of Google/YouTube. Stroumboulous was responsible for establishing distribution partnerships with new media companies and YouTube's whatever. If you're worried about this change or this changing the company, I pulled the confetti popper out. Okay.
But since their acquisition, their views, which were already half of what they were the year prior, stagnated but didn't decline. For the next 3 years, they would fluctuate around 50 million views a month, a very sizable amount for their main channel, Rooster Teeth. Some notable existing properties included the YouTube channels Achievement Hunter, the Slow-Mo Guys, and the newly established Funhouse, which was also known as the Rooster Teeth LA office.
Okay.
But it wasn't always like this. Rooster Teeth was primarily known for the machinima like Red vs. Blue,
Yep.
a Halo-themed series that, though fast to gain traction, after several seasons and the introduction of a highly competitive market, the series was on decline. Rooster Teeth's other vastly popular series, known as RWBY, or just how it's read, Ruby, was picking up the torch. Its creator, Monty Oum, renowned for his talent in animation and for revolutionizing Red vs. Blue, made the first 3-minute-long trailer for RWBY in just 2 weeks. Monty Oum was a strange but enthusiastic character. He was a beast that created not only a successful series that directly captures his signature fast-paced combat animation, but also created the first American anime to be exported to Japan.
Yeah.
While RWBY had a rough first volume, the following volumes rose in ratings. But in 2015, during an uptick in reviews and the show progressively improving in ratings, Monty Oum, its creator, passed away. This was due to an allergic reaction from a simple medical procedure. While there was a direction Monty Oum had in mind for the show before his passing, the grander scale story for the show had not been fleshed out. And after his passing, there were notable changes to the combat choreography that in some areas became significantly slower. The seasons have been on a downward trend in ratings since then, a disappointment since its show promised so much in 2015. By 2016, all projects, save for some channels like the Slow Mo Guys or even Funhouse, showed little growth. Normally this would not mean much, but to a company, they want a return on their investment and they want that money fast.
Yeah.
Podcast-style shows were prioritized like never before. These, while not entirely inexpensive to produce, as it still takes a small production crew, were still far cheaper than other projects like Immersion, a series that emulates video game situations in real life. This is to say that the direction of greenlighting various podcasts created a very podcast-centered Rooster Teeth. Fun fact, the podcast section on the Rooster Teeth website is the only section that takes an additional page to load everything. The irony is, the focus on turning a profit is what killed Rooster Teeth. The company had survived by leapfrogging from different experimental series that were hardly limited by budget. And their reputation also brought on new talent that would have new creations that also melded well with the original cast, both of which never came again. New hires were not cut from the same cloth. Previously, talented individuals sought out Rooster Teeth and would forego better paying jobs elsewhere to work in a company they were big fans of. That's why 2019 through 2024 was where the company died. The founders, or even just the core cast, were leaving in droves. Roy Burns, the charismatic, lovable jerk, both left the company and the US. Joel Heyman was booted due to controversial tweets around COVID and protests.
If I remember, Joel, was he the one? Can't remember if he was the one that voiced Caboose.
Jeff Ramsey, the impassioned, down-to-earth punching bag, was scarcely making appearances. Second generation.
You know, I'm gonna say this, like, because I watch a lot of the animated stuff. You gotta feel for Jeff, because I would say, like, it seemed like there was a lot going on with him. Again, just being observant and listening to some of the stories, but I saw the video where he just starts crying because of the news with Rooster Teeth, and it just you pay close attention, you see how much this is killing him, that everything he's worked so hard to create with his friends just is immediately about to die.
Members also left, like Ray Navarez Jr., Lawrence Sontag that ran the profitable Funhouse, and then there was Ryan Haywood and Adam Kovic. These two did not really leave of their own accord because these married men were fired from the company following many accounts of sleeping with fans and worse.
Oh no. I did not. Again, I've been trying to stay away from drama as best I can, for the most part, but I did not know this. Holy shit.
Ryan Haywood's accusations were so long that a spreadsheet was made to keep track of them. This turned out to have quite insane elements attached to it, as just before this all came out, Rooster Teeth made it a point to tweet, quote, "This is a regular reminder that we happily and proudly stand for social justice. We have no tolerance for racism, sexism, or harassment of any kind. If you're not with us, this is an airport, no need to announce your departure. Heart," unquote. This tweet was in response to a different controversy where Mika Burton, a former Rooster Teeth employee and daughter of the famous LeVar Burton of Star Trek fame, tweeted out that the reason she left the company was because of the lack of support in the company when she was involved in her own controversies surrounding opinions that did not resonate within the Rooster Teeth leadership. This was sparked by a tweet remarking that she was mistreated, and ultimately culminated into Mika Burton's father retweeting her stating, quote, "As a company, at Rooster Teeth failed you and your right to work in an environment absent of blatant racism. Hopefully now they will address their toxic company culture," unquote. On the business side, Rooster Teeth was performing terribly. The company was heavily trying to transition not just to an animation studio, but also a subscription video on-demand service. This is akin to Netflix, Disney+, Hulu, HBO Max, and Apple TV. Rooster Teeth, this small company, through the leadership of Warner Media, was thinking it could step into the ring against these titans. What they had to offer was a small catalog of newly animated series that in 2017 cost nearly as much as Netflix. To add to this, Rooster Teeth always had patrons that were paying Rooster Teeth as sponsors. they did not get many benefits and were giving money to them as one would a creator's Patreon. This change, to them paying for a service rather than patronage, was indicative of the corporatization of the company and made it clear that the money would go to line the pockets of the parent company.
Okay.
The most disastrous example of this greedy, doomed to fail model was Genlock. This series always poisoned the company in one way or another. The first
If I recall, they got some. They were able to get some popular actors with that. David Tennant, I think, was one of the characters playing as a professor.
season, through the mismanagement of Grey Haddock, had employees work overtime. The overtime went unpaid, brought in interns which worked and were burnt out through crunch time, all of which were not paid at all. It
Oh my
also
gosh.
cannibalized budget from other projects like Nomad from Nowhere, all for a series that only appeared on Rooster Teeth first.
Nomad from Nowhere. Oh my gosh. I watched a little bit of that show, and it was, I will say it was interesting, but I never really got into like actually fully watching it.
The trailer alone got way below lackluster reception, and when the decision was made to release just the first episode on YouTube, it did not even pass 1 million views. It barely even scratched half of that. It was a spectacular failure. It drained the company of money and burned its tattered reputation. But it doesn't end there. When Season 2 was announced, it was revealed that for the first 90 days, this Rooster Teeth product was not even going to appear on Rooster Teeth, but on HBO Max, a property that is also owned by Time Warner. This madness of direction was beyond comprehension. Rooster Teeth was not even a headless chicken, because at least those can put one foot in front of the other before death. This brings us to Rooster Teeth's foreboding demise in late 2022.
Alrighty.
The YouTube channels Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, and even Funhouse were beyond unprofitable. In no world could the couple thousands of dollars these channels were individually paying out be able to support the talent and production crew involved. There were already mass layoffs in the past, and current and competing numbers show that even with those, the employee base was beyond 200. But that pool was about to get even smaller.
Okay.
In October of 2022, there were high-profile firings. This was the catalyst to talk about the Rooster Teeth firings, and the conversation around it was erupting. Stealing the show was Aden Jensen, a former Rooster Teeth employee.
Katie Jensen. Where have I heard that name? What have they done?
That transitioned in 2016
Oh, okay.
and left Rooster Teeth in 2022. Adding to the current ongoing conversation, they tweeted, quote, "If y'all think what you saw today was awful, and it was and is, understand that this only got your attention because it was someone high profile. It's been happening the whole time, for a long time. Y'all ever wonder why I left?" Unquote. What Aden followed up with was a over 2,000 word twitlonger. Here they detail their hiring in late 2013. Quote, "Within a few weeks of working at Rooster Teeth, I was given a nickname. That nickname was a slur. Every day I came into work, I was called the F word. But they could not use that name in content, so when anyone was recording, I was called Fugs instead." In 2016,
Oh my
I
gosh.
came out as trans, and many people at the company publicly voiced their support on social media. Inside the company, however, things got worse. People had no idea how to deal with a trans woman, so I was interacted with even less, and only trotted out every so often to show off, quote-unquote, "we hire LGBTQIA plus people." It was only at this point where the nickname Fugs finally stopped being used all the time. 3 years of content with that name being used toward me, and all the content is still up, unquote. They also detail their experience
Freaking A,
in Rooster
man.
Teeth crunch culture and lack of credit. Quote, "My hours in that department were 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. I was crunching harder than before. I wasn't allowed to be in anything. I had my name removed from everything I worked on." Unquote. Aden also mentions they brought their grievances to HR, but that was highly ineffective. The crunch, the pay, the lack of support. All of this was Aden's experience. Closing it off by saying there were only a handful of good people at the company. There were responses all around to Aden's tweet. Co-founder Jeff Ramsey apologized, mentioning they also apologized to Aden when they transitioned, and again in 2020. Popular second-generation Rooster Teeth employee Gavin Free, Michael Jones, and Jack Cotillo also apologized, saying they look back disgusted at themselves and what they said to Aden. Mika Burton also took to Twitter to back up Aden's claims with her own experiences. Quote, "The people speaking up about their horrific treatment at Rooster Teeth isn't news. Seeing N-word written on a whiteboard wasn't even close to my worst experience there." Unquote. Across the board, there were many former and current Rooster Teeth employees apologizing or even supporting Aden's tweet. On October 16, the Rooster Teeth Twitter released their own statement, which was very dense in corporate speak and lack of action. This lack of substance that was also placed alongside the previous tweets where they were trying to establish their moral positioning was all backfiring. Their apology was overshadowed by over 2,000 quote tweets that ripped into their statements. But as it turned out, so was Aden. Not everyone was on board with their response, especially when videos of Aden using various slurs in the past surfaced. This 4-minute one of just supercuts of those moments even got Aid restricted. The pinned and top comment reads, quote, "I literally never heard any Rooster Teeth employee speak this wild."
Fuck, man. That's... That is so freaking screwed up. Hold on a sec. What the fuck?
What a turn of events. How did this not come up before when they were working there? Unquote. On Reddit, it was getting similar reactions. Overall, this was another moment of Rooster Teeth's declining reputation. The amount that had come out against the company has hardly been surprising, and its declining reputation was seemingly matching its financial decline that spurred even more desperate decision-making. Out of these 4 images, 3 of them are fast food designs. 2 of them you can purchase, and 1 of them is Rooster Teeth's new logo. The reason they all blend together is because they all lack the chattering teeth. The one with 3 simple colors and an R and Rooster Comb was particularly similar to Red Rooster, an Australian food chain. The comments reacting to Rooster Teeth's new logo were
Oh my god, seriously? Holy shit.
We're quick to point this out. As per a Variety article, when reaching out to Matt Holm, the change, quote, reflects Rooster Teeth's desire to stand out as opposed to blending in, unquote. The generic, minimalist design betrayed Holm's words and displeased virtually all who witnessed this change. This happened March 22nd. The displeasure surrounding the change was so great that in May, Rooster Teeth attempted to address it with a snide tweet. Quote, check on your friends who are still talking shit about the new logo. They need you more than you know, unquote. This could have been a strategy to try to rebrand its interactions as wild and zany, akin to how the Wendy's Twitter brand gained its popularity. But that was not Rooster Teeth, and that tweet was not remarkably clever or well received. The replies were nearly all of confusion and of disapproval.
So, okay, hold on. So, okay, let me try to get an understanding of this. So, just a little bit ago, they were talking about, you know, some of the stuff that was going on with employees not being paid, people being discriminated because of their situation, their identity, so on. And then now, even the freaking logo, where people were kind of commenting on it being possibly stolen from from what it sounds like, from another logo. Holy crap.
That's why Rooster Teeth deleted the tweet shortly after.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It was screen captured and stood on other media sites as to continue the ridicule they so desperately.
And then on top of that, even when like they're kind of giving criticism about it, there are certain individuals that are like I would probably say who have access to the Twitter are being very kind of snide about it, making snide comments about, you know, people having issue with the logo. I mean, that seems kind of childish if you ask me, but oh my gosh.
Really tried to stop. The company was simply trying to hide anything embarrassing or anything that could hint at its continued decline.
Okay.
That was the Rooster Teeth Expo RTX recap for 2014. Not as large as turnout, but large nonetheless. Then this is RTX 2023 Day 1.
So many accomplished women.
If we pause right at 17 seconds, we see the largest crowd in this entire video. The rest was using select still images. The website also demonstrates a severe fear of wide shots. Where in previous years, Rooster Teeth would promote the growth of their conventions by sharing numbers, since 2018 they were quiet about the declining attendance, though the attendees were confirming it. Quote, it was definitely quieter than before COVID, but the show floor was bigger, was less panels, but more things to do, and the fact it was only the show floor plus 3 rooms, all across the ground floor and not across multiple floors on the convention center and multiple hotels shows how much smaller it was, unquote.
Okay.
Though it was small, it was well received for the attendees who had a more intimate experience, but reflecting on its size spelled trouble for Rooster Teeth. In 2023, their channels were unrecognizable. What started as trying to heavily push the once popular Rooster Teeth animations in early 2023 turned into pushing only the new cast members. New members that do not have a following typically need to be gradually introduced so the audience can get accustomed to them. That's why this premature launching of video after video that solely included these new cast members was almost guaranteed to fail, and that
they're basically producing more than they can handle. Okay.
That's why they were getting all below 25,000 views. Given a typical CPM, this could earn them maybe $100. That does not go very far to pay the new hosts or the production crew who are doing an excellent job with quality.
Okay.
But that's the last thing that matters. Given that Rooster Teeth does not gain subscribers and content creators age alongside their audience, this new generation of significantly younger creators no doubt were not a perfect fit. This had gotten to the point that Achievement Hunter was performing better per video than the main channel Rooster Teeth, but then Achievement Hunter stopped making videos entirely. This was part of a new strategy. Though the video stopped, the cast, that at this point only had one original cast member, decided to create a different channel and establish their own identity.
So we're here to announce that we're moving on to a new project called Dog Bark.
Oh, that's I like
We
that
thought
one.
you'd
I
like that.
one.
Their channel, Dog Bark, which is a nonsensical name, was very experimental. Achievement Hunter had become very podcast-driven, as had pretty much everything else Rooster Teeth. Dog Bark, however, was a large mix of videos ranging from skits, gaming videos, competitions, and challenges. It was really whatever the cast felt like making. The result was, the only video that got over 100,000 views was the trailer. This was the last in a chain of changes that were meant to revolutionize Rooster Teeth. At this point, with the company near death, they were grabbing at whatever straws or strategies could just turn a profit.
Hey everybody, my name is Kerry Chakras. If you don't know me, I'm a showrunner here at Rooster Teeth. Lately, some of you may have noticed that a lot of our big shows, like Red vs. Blue and Camp Camp, have gone from being on YouTube and our website to just our website. You might be asking yourself, why'd you guys do that? There's an honest answer, and that is YouTube revenue just is not cutting it for us anymore.
This was a push at short-term profit. Moving somewhat popular shows to the website could, for a few months, drive up revenue. But if a company, like Rooster Teeth, was set in existing in the long run, it would host its most popular shows on YouTube to prioritize discoverability against higher ad rates. Then even more funding was cut. In 2024, it was quickly announced that there would not be an RTX that year. And in March, it was announced that there wouldn't even be a Rooster Teeth. Quote, please remember something as you begin to read the below message, and definitely before you comment. We, all of us who work at Rooster Teeth, are processing this in real time, just like you. Since inheriting ownership and control of Rooster Teeth from AT&T following its acquisition of Time Warner, Warner Bros. Discovery continued its investment in our company, content, and community. Now, however, it's with a heavy heart announced that Rooster Teeth is shutting down due to challenges facing digital media resulting from fundamental shifts in consumer behavior and monetization across platforms, advertising, and patronage. Unquote. To break this down, the reason they are closing is simply the hemorrhaging of money, but the reason
money's the biggest issue.
Although they convey it was money, it pins the losses on the changing consumer market rather than the borderline self-destructive decisions the company has been making in the past years.
It's money and it's money decision making. That's basically what it seems like why Rooster Teeth has, unfortunately, gone the way it has.
From its SBOT strategy that was doomed from the start, to the mismanagement and endless controversies, it was Rooster Teeth that created Frankenstein's monster. Yet, the remaining core cast were always passionate about their work, staying until the bitter end.
It's really weird. It's really weird that it's not going to be here anymore. And it's really scary, and I don't know if a lot of us really reconciled with that quite yet.
I'm a co-founder, and I've been here for a little over 21 years.
Oh, Jeff.
And I used to talk directly to you a lot in times of crisis in this company, and I'm sorry, but I'm not that guy anymore, and I don't have that in me.
Oh, dude, just listen to him. Listen to his voice. It's just, I mean, he's wearing sunglasses right now, but dude, he's trying to cover it up, and right now it is just breaking him down. This is what's happening to them. It's affecting him, like very much so. And he's trying to. I want to say it's like, and like this is as he just pointed out. He's worked on this 20+ years. This has been their life for 20+ years, and it comes crashing down in an instant. Fuck, man. I think between the two of them, I mean, Jeff and probably Bernie are the two who I thought the most, at least in current day, were the ones that had the most passion for their shit. Bernie jumped ship like halfway through. Or not halfway through, but like, you know, a couple, maybe halfway through. I don't know. But either way, for part of it, Bernie's been gone. He came back for like the last moment for, you know, to say their goodbyes with Red versus Blue. And Jeff's been here till the end. Holy crap. Like I said, I can't even imagine what they're going through. I really can't.
So completely underwater emotionally right now, and my heart is broken for the wonderful people that are in this room and that are and have been associated with this company.
This fucking hurts. Like seriously, like what's going on with him and, you know, everybody? I mean, I would say no, sorry, I'm saying. Let me correct myself. More so with Jeff. this probably it hurts to listen to his testimony on what's going on. It really does.
You've had to be the one to go in front of the audience countless times to defend us and to stand up for us.
Yeah.
And to be the voice for us when we felt like we couldn't speak for ourselves and we didn't know how to find the words or what to say. You did that for us. And I don't know if we've ever really showed you that gratitude. And you're just such a deeply good person, and my only wish is that everybody in this world could know the real person that you are.
I'm about to cry, man. This hurts. Like that, like... This moment, the moment where it's just, they go over everything, like air out everything. It hurts so much.
And how deeply good and kind and wonderful you are.
To get to work with all of you. And I'm just so proud of the people that you've become. I love you all so dearly.
On April 15th, Rooster Teeth released an update sharing its final date online. Quote, the Rooster Teeth website and apps will shut down on May 15th, 2024. Your support over the years as community members, sponsors, first members, Kickstarter and Indiegogo backers, viewers, regulation listeners, common leavers, RTX attendees, stream lurkers, and so many others has been invaluable. The news of us ending first and our site and apps is a hard one to share, as it makes the situation that much more real that Rooster Teeth will be closing soon. We know this is hard, for us and you all. But just know how grateful we are to have gone to make silly stuff with you for the past 21 years. Unquote. Rooster Teeth was now releasing videos to ease into their departure. The most symbolic by far was one shy of 9 minutes titled Rooster Teeth Founders Play Halo for the Last Time.
I saw, you know, I'm gonna say that the fact, like Bernie and the guys just playing that was such a nice video.
Lacking Joel Heyman, the 4 other founders, Bernie Burns, Matt Holm, Jeff Ramsey, and Gus Sorella, play Combat Evolved for one final time.
Yeah.
The technical issues during the process only amplify their personalities and seem par for the course.
No. The fact that the screen is going black every 2 seconds is perfect. I don't know who designed this. I think it's wonderful. Very par for the course.
This video was far more popular than anything else Rooster Teeth released in the previous years. Just 4 friends on a couch. And no matter what Rooster Teeth tried, it could not replicate what this video was to save its life.
Yeah.
It's like non-stop. Non-stop.
It's off now. It's off. Which
So stupid. If anybody wants to buy Red 3, it's the Griff controller. Yeah.
I'm keeping this one. I gave myself the biggest controller.
You know what? I must say this. I saw that video. I enjoyed it. Oh my god, where do I begin with this? Because this is, I mean, because at this point, as you guys probably guess, Rooster Teeth is no longer a thing. That, you know, just like rewatching their testimonies, rewatching like Jeff breaking down, it hurts. I have followed some of their content for closely to when as long as they've been releasing content, about 20 years. Rooster Teeth has been, you know, I would say in terms of like some of their content, some of the people, has been somewhat of a saving grace sometimes. If I wanted to watch something that was really funny, I would go to Rooster Teeth, look up what are their videos, listen to some of their their cartoon animated skits. I would watch some Red versus Blue, or hell, like I said, I would watch Immersion, because some of the episodes in Immersion were a lot of fun to watch. And I must say, it's sad to see that they're gone. Again, at this point, it's sad. There's no words that can describe how you feel, and I think even like in situations where, like, again, you see Jeff. There's no words to kind of describe what he's going through for someone who has worked on Rooster Teeth for 20 plus years. And to have it be gone and just like that. It hurts. And I'm sure, but it probably, have to guess that it hurts a lot more for them. But who knows? I'm gonna say this: as much as with everything that's happened with Rooster Teeth, I'm gonna try to be hopeful. I do appreciate that recently, Red versus Blue, they've ended the series. They ended it, and I would say in the most respectful way that they could end it. I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen with shows like Ruby, or any of the other shows that they were producing. Only time will tell. For now, though, I think just keep an eye out. I don't know. But as time progresses, as the years go by, we won't have Rooster Teeth, which is pretty tragic. So, anyway, I feel like I'm about to tear up. So, what are your thoughts in the comments? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow on all of our socials, all in the description down below. As well as, please check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Novakast signing off. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you guys next video.